to Lucia, and I'm going to talk about how I can change social behavior. So, something that happened like 3 days ago that was really funny is that I was in the Transmillennium and someone was pushing everyone to enter the bus. And this guy was there and he said like the way that a society behaves cannot be changed, and that the way us as a society do things and think is came by default in our culture, so that there is no possibility that we can change the bad social habits that we have. That's where I'm going to try to say that we can change, in fact, social behavior. So this phrase is really interesting people because anti-social behavior, that is what I'm going to talk next, doesn't have to do with vandalism only, but also with the way we behave with people. So Jackie Robinson was an old baseball player. He was the first black man playing baseball, and he says, "I'm not concerned with you liking me or disliking me. All I ask is that you respect me as a human being." So what is social behavior? Social behavior is the behavior that we have towards society. And social behavior also usually happens with people from the same species. So social behavior cannot happen with different species or different species. And is a matter of communication. Girls communicate a lot. And why communication? Because we are sending and receiving messages all the time. Since we go up and we go to bed, we are receiving messages from people and from places. So on the other hand, antisocial behavior is the kind of behavior that goes against the social and community action. So there's a few examples of antisocial behavior. There are some that are really that are that are to places, to people, to actions. So why antisocial behavior is important and why I want to change it. This is a fact that was really scary, and one of the previous antisocial behaviors that I talked about was vandalism. And I found that 55% of vandalism cases end up in personal damages. So it actually can affect everybody. So what I'm trying to propose is social change. And the way I'm trying to do this change is with design. Design is the thing I do, and design gives me a lot of a big spectrum of possibilities, which from whom I can change in fact social behavior. And design as a persuasive social act. So I have like an imaginary possibility for you, and you can answer to me. So what will happen if I give you like this device with a big red button in the top of it, and well, it's like empty hammers, but not. So what happens if I give you this device? I have two questions. Will you touch this if it says clearly that you don't have to touch it?
Yes.
I will touch it.
So how many of you? Everybody. So the messages I'm sending to you and the things I want to communicate actually can... No, ten.
Es como por acá.
Yeah. Actually can influence well, the things that the response that you have towards something. So this is like the design methods I'm going to use. One is the precisely lens, that is something that explains what I just said. So how can I persuade people to do what I want them to do? Probably if the button says like, please touch me, you probably don't touch it because it's not interesting. And this is what Dan Lupton, that is a really famous designer, proposed. So the next one is Keros. This is more like a question that you make to yourself, and is what's the right thing for me to do right now? So it's not like I'm going to tell you what you have to do, but it is important that you, by your own means, think what is the right thing for me to do. And interfaces. Interfaces aren't just like the computer to you, but also there are interfaces that happens with people, with objects, etc. So what will happen if we design our city and our things according to how people use it? Why? Because I don't know if you have seen the construction places where there is a little path where people have to go there. Well, no one uses, but no one uses it because they don't do the things for in the place where people wants to go. Yeah, if I want to go over here, I will do everything to go over here and not where people is telling me where to go. So it's like what I want to do, and that is what I propose. And another part is to send the right messages. So if I want you to do the line in the bank and do it well, and if I want to do in the Transmilenio, do not push people into the buses, what messages do I have to send to you to do these things? And finally is, something really important is to engage everyone to be a social actor, an active social actor. That's it. So we can change the way the world is right now.